I strung wire till both my hands was all cut up, and once or twice I had a wire snap off and come back and hit the hell out of me. Finally, they graduated me up to riding the herd with them, and the first time I ever roped a calf, the little shit pulled me right out of the saddle. I landed on my face and my belly, and I sure did get laughed at that day. I can tell you. But then I learned to lap that rope around the saddle horn so that it wouldn't happen no more. The first time I helped to cut the knots off a calf, I like got sick with the sight and just the thought of it, and they laughed at me real good then too. In fact, that very evening, Ole cooking, he served them balls up to me on my dinner plate, and I couldn't eat them, and that got me a worse laugh than what the cotton had got. One morning, my Ole horse puffed out his belly when I went to cinch him up, and then when I started in to climb aboard, the damn saddle slipped off to one side and tucked me a hard fall. They hee-hawed me then too. Another time out of the range, I had roped me down a calf. I was feeling some smug about how slick I had did it. But just then, its mama cow come a running at me and knocked me over backward, and ran right over me. Ole Rod come a running. You hot kid, he said. Nah hell, I told him. I'm alright. Soon, as I said, that then Rod and Text and all the other boys commenced to laughing at me again. I got a whole hell of a lot, a laughing at while I was a learning. But Ole Text, he told me not to take it personal. It's just all a part of the learning, he said. All of us has gone through it. So I took it as best as I could. And as time rolled on, by the time I was 16 years old, I become might hear as good as any hand on the ranch. I thought I had my whole life laid out in front of me right there, on the only boxwood with Rod and Tex, and all the rest of them old boys, and the boss, and his lady too. Hell was like family. And that was a real new feeling to me. I hadn't never had that feeling back home with Ma and Pa. Then one day, a fella came riding into the ranch, and he hauled up there in front of the big house. Chambers sees him a coming and walked over there to meet up with him. I was standing over by the corral, and I could sort of hear what they were saying over there. After the Haldean was dead, the fella pointed over the corral, and it didn't take long for me to realize that he was talking about the horse I had stole might near 2 years earlier. I figured that maybe he was the man I had seen ride away from the house that day, way back then, and I was glad I weren't wearing his clothes or his gun no more. Chambers walked him over to the corral, and he kinda gave me a look out of the corner of his eyes. She just showed up out here one day a whole while back, he said. We brought her on in to take care of her. You all find her in good shape. You got no idea how she came to be in these parts? The fella asked. No idea, said Ole Chambers. Then he looked over at me. Conley, he said, fetch that raw mare out for this man. I done it, and tucked the line over to the stranger. He took it from me and thanked me. Likely, someone stole her from me, the man said, then rode her over this way and abandoned her to pick up a different one to ride his trail. Well, I sure thank you for looking after her. When the man rode away leading his horse, I stood there staring at Chambers, waiting for him to ask me for some explanation. He never. He just turned and went on with his business. I can tell you, I was embarrassed, but I sure did appreciate that Ola Chambers done for me. He must have known that I had stole that horse, but he never said nothing about it, not to the owner and not to me. It was like as if he figured that nothing I had did before he picked me up along the trail mattered none. The only thing he cared about was what I had did since then, working for him there in the boxwood. But that weren't the end of it. No, sir, 'cause you know that pixies had never give up the hunting for me. And the way I got it figured after all that happened is this way. The pixies had followed my trail to the house where I had stole the run from. Maybe they had talked to the older boy and they maybe had told them that someone had come by when he was out and stole all that stuff from him. Maybe they had even found old Sway back where I had left her. They know that I had got my ass on into New Mexico. They also know, of course, that they were hunting a kid named Palm Lee. Maybe they had told that man my name. Well, a couple of years had gone by, but them pixies were stubborn. And that man whose horse I had stole was still pissed off. I figured that when he finally found his horse, he had hunted up them pixies again and told them just where he had found it. Maybe he even told them that he had heard me called by that name. Anyhow, whatever the truth of all that might be, they read onto the ranch early one summer morning. Pixies, there was 4 of them. Well, hell, I wasn't actually standing just right there whenever the bastards came riding up. I was off to the corral fetching some fresh horse to ride. I had been sent out on an early morning errand, and when I came back, I needed to get me a fresh horse before I could ride on out to where the rest of the boys was busy catching up cows, what needed to be branded. But Ole Rod Chambers, he was out in front of the big house where the boss lived, and only Tex was with him. I guess. I guess they had just been in the house talking to the boss about something or other, and when they came out onto the porch, they met up with them 4 pixies. What had just read up. I don't know just exact what had transpired out there, but them pixies must have asked after me by my own right name, 'cause pretty soon, Oletex came around to where I was at, in the corral. He sidled up kinda close to me, and he had a look on his face, and I knowed right away that something out of the ordinary was up. "Kid," he said. There weren't nobody around to listen, but he was still keeping his voice down real low. "Kid," he said, "you'd best mount up the ride on out of here, lickety split, and lay low for a spell." "What's up?" I asked. "There are 4 riders to the house," he said. "Strangers. They call themselves pigs. They're looking for you, and they ain't friendly." Well, my heart kind of fell down into my belly at that unpleasant news, but I gulped hard once and then got myself braced all up. After all, it weren't nothing to get all excited about. It was just something I'd known all about for a long while that I was going to have to face up to one fine day. And so, here it was. That's all. I'd been expecting them, I said. Matter of fact, I wonder what took them so damn long to find me. Me and only Rod will stand them off for you while you ride out of here, Tex said. Now